bought a house using zero of my own money, and I'm about to buy a second one. And I'm gonna tell you guys how it is that we're doing this, how we're finding these properties, and why the sellers are agreeing to our terms. Right, that's the most important part about finding the bunnies, finding the motivation, and finding the sellers that are ready to go and are willing to listen to you and understand a creative way to purchase a home. So this show today is going to be all about how we bought a house using zero money and how we're under contract right now for two more places. One in Philadelphia, we're getting an appraisal on it as we speak. We just got an inspection on it. We're looking to close this one in about, I'll probably say I would say 3 weeks at least. And I'm going to give you guys a scoop of how we found this and how we're purchasing it with zero money. So with that being said, this is something that not only myself, but a lot of sub-2 students are doing, people that even are not even in sub-2, right? This is called the Morby method or stacking method, however you want to call it. It's got different variations and different names. And so I called the Morby method because I respect my mentor, who is Pace Morby, and he is the one that taught me how to do this. So thank you, Pace. Thank you to the students. Thank you to everybody that I'm learning from. We successfully already completed one. We own a DC property in the heart of DC, which of course there's a lot of stuff going on right now with the National Guard and everything in DC. I don't want to get too much into that, but we do own a property in DC, and it's doing fantastic for us. So I'm really happy that we're able to purchase that property. We bought it with zero money out of our own pocket. Not only that, we also got seller concessions on the closing costs, and we ended up with the property and title in our name. So how cool is that, right? And beautiful property, duplex in Washington, D.C. So what's your other property that we're doing? How are we finding these deals? Well, it's pretty simple. We contact sellers and agents. We go direct to agent that have been on the market for 30, 60, maybe 90 days. And so there is motivation at that point because they're needing to sell, whether it's they're going through, maybe they already bought a second property and now they're bleeding money on this one. Maybe they're having issues with the tenants. Maybe they're just older. They want to retire. Maybe they're not willing to drop their purchase price down because they're just stubborn and they want a certain purchase price for their property, but no one's willing to give it to them. And so there's just a number of reasons why somebody is willing to do creative finance with you. So one thing you cannot do in this life and in business is put your mind into somebody else's mind. Once you start doing that in business, you will completely fail. And I'm telling you that from experience. I still hear people saying, well, why is the seller? It doesn't matter why the seller is doing what they're doing. There's a reason behind their motivation and their decision. It doesn't concern you what they're doing. They're doing it because they're doing it. They're allowing you to buy a house using creative finance. That's all you have to know. You don't have to know the logics. You don't have to analyze everything. You know, the smartest people I know that could be very, very successful are not successful because they analyze things way too much. They're very analytical. They don't take any risks, and they live life in a stagnant way, right? So it's just very linear, right? That's their life. And these are master's degrees, PhD people that could take over and conquer the world. But why are they not super successful? Because they overanalyze. They get analysis paralysis, right? So just go, just go, just stop thinking about it. Just go make that offer. What's the worst that can happen? They'll say no to you. Wow. Okay. Well, you got to know. Great. Move on to the next person. They say no to you. Move on to the third person. After 20, 30 people, somebody will say maybe. And then you get on the phone with them, or you call us, and when we have one of our closers do a conference call with you, and now you get a yes and you get a contract and you get paid. Very simple, right? So the property right now We actually got it by one of our students on our sales joint venture team. And he was reaching out cold emails to agents. And this property has been on the market, I think, for over 90 days now. Nice property in Philadelphia by Temple University. And we ended up making an offer. We said, hey, listen, if we could put this much down payment to your seller, pay for the closing costs, pay for part of your commission, would your seller be opposed to carrying the rest for us? Like, well, what kind of down payment were you looking for? Well, we're going to give you this much, right? And at first we haggled a little bit because they were a little bit higher, but then we ended up coming to terms on a certain down payment. And so, of course, there was more conversation than this, because there's conversations with the seller, with the agents, and they have to trust you. Like, there has to be some sort of trust, and you have to have confidence when you're speaking on the phone, right? Or when you're speaking on a Zoom. You cannot be like very like, oh, well, this or this, or, it's like, listen, I'm going to give you 50% down payment. We're going to get our own debt from the lender. Your seller is going to carry the remainder 50%. Here is how much they're going to be receiving per month. Or maybe you're a really good closer and negotiator, and they're not receiving a dime monthly because you gave them what they wanted, which was a great big down payment. And they're perfectly happy with that. And let's say you balloon them out, which is when their seller financing loan is due. Let's say 84 months, 120 months, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, whatever that number is, right? So if they agree to that, you're basically getting a free house. And how are you getting a free house? Well, I'll explain this to you guys. So it's very simple. We get a loan from a lender, whether it's a private institution or a DSCR lender, or we qualify, using our statements, our bank statements, whatever it is maybe. But the easiest one is a debt service coverage ratio loan. And the way the debt service coverage ratio loan works is they don't care about your income. They just care about how much the asset will produce in rental income, and is it enough to cover the debt? So I'll give you an example. Let's say I have a property, and that property is going to cost me $2,000 per month, okay, in mortgage payments, taxes, and insurance. Now, this property I can rent out for, let's say, $2,200 a month. My lender will gladly give me up to 80% of a loan for that property. Gladly, with open arms, as long as you have some sort of decent credit. When I mean decent credit, I mean higher than 660, okay? So you can go up to 80%, you can go up to 75%. It just depends on what you negotiate with the seller. I personally don't like to go past 50, 60%, because I like cash flow. I like my properties to cash flow. And I also, because I'm in this business and I know how to talk, I don't like to give, I try to, as much as I can, have very little payments for the seller, or no payments and no interest at all, right? That is because I want to cash flow. And a little caveat on top of that, little cherry on top, is no payments for 6 months until I stabilize the property. Sometimes I'll get even 12 months no payments to the seller if they do want payments. So there's a lot of ways we can skin this cat. That's why if you're new, you should come to our Zooms. We have Zooms on this. Every 2 weeks, we have a Morby Zoom, stacking method Zoom, and we also have a pre-foreclosure Zoom, auction Zoom. So we teach you how to find these properties, how to make these offers, and how to utilize our resources and our team to get these properties under contract, which is essentially the end goal, right? Is get them under contract and get them closed. Now, the nice thing is that either we'll buy them and you'll get paid a fee for bringing the property to us, or we'll find a buyer and you'll still get paid because we'll assign the rights of that contract to that end buyer. So either or, you're going to make money regardless. So if you're sitting on the sidelines thinking, oh, this is too hard, this is it. Guys, it's simple, but not easy. It takes consistency. It takes discipline. You have to want to do this. I don't care if you're, working, 9 to 5, or if you're working overtime. Everybody has an hour a day to turn off Netflix, turn off the damn TV, and go upstairs to your room or an office, whatever you have, and send out a few emails for some properties that have been on market for over 60, 90 days. Okay. Those are going to be your most motivated people. And we'll provide you the script. We'll provide you the letter of interest template that you have to send out. We'll do everything for you. And we'll even close the realtor and seller for you. So all you have to do is just provide us somebody that says, hey, you know what? I'm open to terms. I'm open to your offer. I want to hear more about your offer. So that is essentially what you're going for. You're going for people that are motivated, that need to sell or want to get a certain purchase price. I cannot tell you how many stubborn people are out there. I'm drinking Monster. Maybe one day I'll get sponsored by him. I cannot tell you how many people, how stubborn some people are. They're like, you know what? I want $350 for my house, not a penny less. And this poor agent, even though they know they have to drop the purchase price in places like Florida now and Texas, because there's such an oversaturation of supply of houses, they just can't do it, right? So we come in, we say, listen, we'll pay you your $350, no problem. We'll give you the down payment, we'll do everything, but it has to appraise for $350. If it doesn't appraise, well, then we're going to have another conversation and renegotiate that price. And so this is how you approach these situations, you know, with these sellers and with these agents, but you have to come out of there with confidence. And so we also provide a free training and free drive where we have the scripts, the letters of interest for you. We have the main questions and the main objections that people give you. We have the rebuttals for that. And of course, we also have a live Zoom where we go over certain things. We do a mock call. We do everything there. So if you want to know how to buy properties with zero money down and you're ready to go and work with us, just shoot me a DM or just go to Creative Mike on my Instagram, creative_Mike with a K, and I'll be happy to patch you in, send you over some of our documents and training materials, and you can start learning. What I see a lot of people do is literally, I will tell people, treat this like school. This is like the easiest semester in college. Like this is like gen ed stuff, right? So read the documents over and over again every single day. But people just like to skim through stuff, and then they ask me the same questions that are in the actual training. Like, did you read the training? Did you skim it, right? Or did you AI it, or did you cliff note it? Okay. So if you want to be great at something, you have to practice, and you have to be disciplined for it, right? Just like sports or anything that you're doing in life or business, like you have to, like, sales is a skill. Like sales is really a sport that you have to train. You have to train your tonality. You have to train how you speak to people. You have to understand emotion. You have to find out what the motivation is for these people. I mean, maybe it's a sign, maybe it's not what you think it is, you know? Sometimes it's just a helping hand. Like, hey, well, you know, what's going on? Like, this is a great property. You know, can you give me some feedback on it? Why isn't it selling, you know? And they'll tell you, they'll tell you everything. And so this Philly property that we have under contract, we're giving the seller a down payment. He is going to carry a note for us for 6 months with no payments. So we're going to stabilize the property. We're taking this property and we're going to turn it into a co-living property. What that means is we're going to go furnish the entire property. It's a duplex, and we're going to rent it out room by room. Okay. And that is what our strategy is. We rent out houses room by room, because instead of earning a small, measly $300 to $500 a month in cash flow, where one AC breaks and all your cash flow is gone for the year, we earn anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 per month per property. And that's because we do the co-living model, and we love the co-living model. And so if you're out there and maybe you're just, you know, you're a passive investor, and you're like, you know what, this sounds pretty good. I got some money laying around. You know, maybe in a IRA or a self-directed IRA or checking and savings, earning you trash returns, point whatever 5 or 3%, whatever, even 3%, whatever it is, we're earning anywhere from 12 to 18% cash on cash return. So if you want to work with us and partner with us on some of these properties that we're buying, just shoot me a DM or on Facebook or on Instagram. I don't care where it is. You can shoot it wherever, and then we'll schedule a Zoom and we'll have a conversation to see if we're a good fit for each other. A lot of these properties too. If you guys are looking for, let's say, lending, right? So if you're looking for lending, I would recommend for you to go to creativelending.com. That's with a K. And there's so many options out there. So there's options for fix and flip loans. There's options for gap lending. If you don't have the money to put the down payment on a fix and flip loan, we have lenders that will give you the money as long as it's a good deal. We have lenders for the DSCR loans. We have lenders for ground up construction loans. So anything that you're looking for, you can go to creativelending.com. That's with a K. And let's say you're already a wholesaler, you kind of understand the business, and you're looking for a double close, or maybe you're looking to close on a Morby method, or maybe you need some earnest money deposit funding. You can go to creativefunds.com. That's with a K as well. And you can type in that information. And if it gets approved, you'll get a letter stating, hey, this has been approved and we're ready to go. So guys, the resources are out there. Everything's out there to help you become successful. So just make sure you take advantage of that. Make sure you take advantage of free trainings, free education. Don't be out there trying to do it on your own. Guys, collaboration over competition all day, every day. I cannot stress that enough. If you're in the Schaumburg area, if you're in the forget Schaumburg, if you're in the Chicagoland area, and you want to come out and meet like-minded individuals that could boost you up, that can build you, great networking opportunity. We are having an event on the 28th at 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock in Schaumburg, Illinois. So it's a nice little suburb in the northwest suburbs. If you're around the area, Michigan, Indiana, Wisconsin, just shoot me a DM. I'll send you over the link where you can get the tickets. Tickets are free. It's no mindset event. It's straight up action taking. What you have to do to get your first deal to make some money. So we're going to show you every single thing we do. We'll show you examples of deals, how we've structured them, how we reached out to the sellers and the realtors, how we were able to even get the contract signed, how long it takes to do that, how we sold the contract, or how we bought the property, what we were doing with the property. And so I would love to see you guys there on the 28th of this month. It's a Thursday. If you can make it, fantastic. We're also going to do a lot of speed business networking. So by the time you get out of that room, you will know every single person in that room, and every single person's phone number will be in your phone. So anything you need, you're going to be able to just click on your phone, call, boom, let's go. Hey, listen, I got this deal. Hey, I need some money. I got this deal. Or hey, I got a deal for you. I just found a deal. Whatever it is that you're looking for, everybody there, a lot of them are my good friends. I do business with them. I've done business with them. I own properties with them. It is going to be a great event. I would love for everybody to come. We have anything and everything you can think of. So it's not your typical event where everybody's sitting around the walls and everybody's all timid and shy, and because obviously if you're not extroverted, you're not going to walk up to a guy and say, hey, how are you? My name is Michael, right? So this is a great event for introverts. I will get you out of that shell, that introverted shell that you're in, right? So if you want to start getting out of your shell and start meeting people, this is an event for you. This is something that it's magic. Our last event was magical. And the reason I say it was magical is because we ended up having we had about 20 people were there, and extroverts, introverts, in between, and everybody got along. Literally, I couldn't stop people from talking. Okay. That's how cool it was. It was just like this magic in the air all of a sudden. Everybody was open to talking about money, business, relationships, anything you can think of, right? What's going on in their life, mental health, whatever. It just, we have conversations about everything. And so come by, guys. If you guys are in the Chicagoland area, swing on by. It'll be fun. It'll be awesome. So with that being said, you guys, if you guys are not following me on YouTube, shame on you. So check out Kreative Mike with a K, Instagram, creative_Mike. I put out some good stuff out there. I put out some nuggets. I have live phone calls with sellers and realtors. And I have also just a bunch of other videos and teachings. And like I said, if you want to be part of our JV team, and if you want to go ahead and start learning and earning at the same time, just shoot me a DM. I just need your email. Just give me a Gmail. I'll send you over the drive. Start studying. I already have this one student that literally already sent us like 6 deals. Like, this dude's just on it. Like, he's out of California. He's like, I got this deal. I got this deal. I got this. I'm like, man, we can't even keep up with all the deals he's sending us, right? He's like, they're open to seller financing. They're open to selling. He's like, Oprah, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, you get a car, right? So it's just hilarious. But man, you know what? Action taker, action taker. That's what we're looking for. We're looking for action takers. I don't want your money. I don't want anything from you. I just want you to have an open mind, and I want you to take action. That's all I want you to do, is take action. Let's all make money together. With that being said, guys, my name is Kreative Mike. You've been watching the Kreative Mike Show. And as always, stay creative, my friends.